it's smoking really bad. It might be on fire. Oh my gosh. Get out. Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the channel. Behind me is what I believe is the world's first mega Lambo. There's other Lambos out there that are lifted, and there's even a monster truck overseas. I think it's a different style of Lambo, but it's just a fiberglass shell of a body. I know the Sea Boys have a green Lambo of some sorts that's lifted, and there's a couple more. But as far as like a mega truck, I think this is the only one, and I could be wrong. But this started as a '86 Pontiac Fiero, long time ago, and it had a 1989 Lamborghini Countach body kit very poorly attached to it. It's a very crappy body, and the craftsmanship is absolutely terrible. And I'll show you guys close-ups of all that stuff so you can understand why I have no guilt in doing what we did here. Okay. Now it's on a custom chassis that my friends Richard, his son, and myself came up with, and we built right here in my shop. We then took it on an episode of Fast with Urban Cotton, where Cotton and myself transformed this thing from a running, driving Lambo to what you see behind me in just 4 days. It's got a rear engine small block Chevrolet in it. It's got a SCS drop reverse rotation case in it. It has the 2- and 4-wheel drive options built into it. It's got a Gearstar Performance Turbo 400 transmission with a trans brake. And it's got 2.5-ton Rockwell axles. It's got all-wheel steer. And most of all these pieces that you see on this came off of the Ranchota, which was on Dirt Every Day. They parted that truck out. I got my hands on it and used everything off of it that I possibly could. Even the wheels and tires that are not on it right now, they're off to the side because you can't tow it with the big wheels and tires on it because it's too damn tall, and it's really sketchy. But right now it hasn't ran in a very long time. Last time we wheeled this thing, took it through some mud, the camera system failed immediately and the engine sucked some water down. I busted the transmission cooler, which is in the front, and so it needs some TLC. I've recently acquired this from Motor Trend, so this is mine now. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it, but I plan to get it back running, put the wheels and tires on it, and just drive it around the yard, at least. So right now we're going to dive into it and see how bad it is and try and get it running. So what we have going on is this drop cradle that was on the Ranchota from Dirt Every Day. I just cut it right off the bottom of the chassis that was there so we could weld it right to the bottom of our chassis here. That saved a ton of time because it's got all the pickup points for the link bars. The axles were already on that truck, so it already had the brackets and mounts on it. All we had to do was change the length of our link bars. So that saved a ton of time. The pinion angles are a little steep, but it works. That was my fault. I didn't get a big enough drop on that case to lower it down, but we still made it work. We got big shocks on all 4 corners with reservoirs, pinion brakes front and rear, steering front and rear, orbital valve tucked away in here, fuel cells up front, transmission coolers tucked up in there. And when I hit the first mud hole, a bunch of water and mud came up into here and broke that. So that's leaking, I think. It's been a while. I need to revisit and see what all is wrong with this thing. I know for a fact it was running like crap because I'm assuming the carburetor got a bunch of water and mud in it. So now what I need to do is take off all the waterproofing so I can get to everything. These just unscrew, it's just plastic. And then our aluminum case down here, a couple of screws under here. This whole thing slides right off the back. The inside is a little cramped. If you're taller than 5'7", 5'8", which is what I am, you're gonna be very uncomfortable. If you notice when we filmed this with Faster with Finnegan, when Finnegan was driving it, he was hunched over and couldn't sit up straight because the roof line on this car is so low. And I was super paranoid about running this through the mud and making turns that I put a roll bar in it and then tied it together the best I could, braced it where I could, just so the top wouldn't collapse on us if it did in fact roll over. So there's our steering valve in the center there, our shifter, and there was a big screen mounted right there that showed the cameras. I gotta find that because I'm gonna try and get those working because you can't see a damn thing out of this car. The way the windshield sloped and the height, yeah. I have a feeling that this thing's probably got a lot of water in it. And it might not, I don't know. Let's just see what the oil looks like. Oh my God. Okay. Damn. Where's the oil? Still water. Still water. Oh. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. I got all the panels removed, and now you can actually see the engine and transmission. I drained the oil last night. It looked terrible. I've sprayed degreaser on everything to try and get it as clean as I possibly can. I'm about to pressure wash all this again now that I can see it. And then I'm going to pull the carburetor off, clean it. I'm going to try and flush the oil pan the best I possibly can. Pull the plugs, spray some stuff in the cylinders, try and turn it over, get that stuff out, whatever's in there, if anything's in there. And then we'll try and fire it up and see what happens because it was completely full of water. I got it pressure washed. It's halfway clean. So now I'm going to pull the plugs, spray some lubricant in the cylinders, see if it will turn over and kind of blow out whatever's in there. Pull the air cleaner off, see how dirty the carb is. May have to pull the carburetor off of it and clean it really good, but Oh, we're about to see how bad this thing really is once I pull the plugs out. You ready to hear this thing run?
Yeah.
It's been a minute, hasn't it? It's been almost a year.
Made it 4-wheel drive.
What'd you build?
I'm gonna put like body parts on it, but I made dramatics to it.
Nice.
And it's 4-wheel drive.
Sweet. You gonna drive this thing around?
Yeah.
Good. That sucks. This thing is completely full of water. All the plugs are out. I have filled the engine with transmission fluid to try and clean the cylinders and trying to get whatever's in there out. So now what I'm going to do is just turn it over and clean the cylinders out. Put fresh oil in it, new filter, new plugs, new carburetor, and see what happens. And I mean, it's a small block Chevrolet. It'll more than likely run. And what I'll do is I'll fire it up. I'll get some heat in it, shut it off, and then just drain the oil. Put another batch of fresh oil in it, and a new filter. Well, I got power. It's gonna make a mess. Okay. It's the moment of truth. New plugs are in, fresh oil, oil filter, new carburetor, fuel line's hooked up. One thing left. I'll make sure it's in park. That suck. All right, it's in park. All right. There you go. Oof, that does not sound healthy. Tried to crank it up last night and we had no fire. And it's not surprising considering the engine was completely full of water and it was coming out the carburetor. So I'm sure the distributor doesn't look any better. So I'm about to pull the cap off, take a peek in there, and I'm assuming that's the issue. So I have a brand new HEI distributor in the box that I had for my Impala, but it didn't fit in that car because it hit the firewall. So it's perfect for this. So let's get the cap off, check that out, hopefully get that swapped out and drive this thing around the yard. Oh, that's so crusty. Oh. Oh, it's soaking wet. Looks good though. The cap's a little rusty in there. Yeah, it's just wet. I bet I could dry this out and this will work. Let's give it a shot. We got a fresh battery straight out of the ramp truck. Distributor, cleaned it out real good, blew it out real good, had a bunch of water in it. So I'm gonna hook that back up and then we're gonna see if it'll fire now with a fresh battery and clean distributor. Okay, smell a lot of gas. Let me check on the carburetor because the plug was stuck last night. Give her a little bit of fuel. Twist our ribbon. Oh no. Come on, baby. Transmission leak. Found it. It's right there. It runs. It's a good thing. Okay. I'm gonna give it a little more timing. All right. Let's try it one more time. Dang. Hell yeah. So I'm going to loop those together. Fire it back up, let it run for a little while longer. I'm going to dump the oil back out of it, put fresh oil in, and then put a new cooler on and drive this thing. After we put the big wheels and tires on it. I'm not driving it like this. Oh yeah. Get all that crap out of there. Fresh oil is in. Our power steering belt is installed. I don't know if you can see it in there.
Okay, ready?
Transmission cooler is installed. We got the back tires on it. Yeah, let them down. Do the black one first.
Okay.
Pull it out of the way. Yep.
3, 2, 1. Down.
It looks like one of those muscle machines cars.
Oh my gosh, it does. You should leave it like that.
I could probably see a lot better like this.
Yeah.
With it raked down like that. That's a huge difference. Stand next to the tire. Let's just get a visual of how big this tire actually is.
I'm really short, though. I'm 4'3", or 4'4", I don't know. somewhere around that. Oh, it's pretty big. It's bigger than a monster truck tire.
So with the tires on it, it almost scrubs the door coming out of the shop. Those are 10 by 10 doors. Moment of truth. Wheels and tires are on it. Fresh oil, power steering belt, fresh battery, carburetor. Let's go see how it runs. Son, you're gonna have to move the ladder once I get up in here.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've been an old girl. Oh.
Can you see up there?
No, I can't see nothing.
Okay.
I got brakes.
God, it's loud. Oh my God. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. It's really loud. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. It might be on fire. Oh my gosh. Get out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, she's smoking. I was videoing and all of a sudden I just saw a giant.
See any fire down there? It's probably just burning off all.
That's what I was yelling. I was like, fire.
It's probably just burning off all the fluids.
Huh. I don't even want to get near it. It's hot. I can feel it from back here. Hey, at least it works.
That's the only bad thing. If you have to bail, you just gotta fall to your death.
It's either get burned or
No,
fall.
I can get out. It's just aggravating.
You gonna jump?
I forgot how to do it.
You need help? We should like carry around the ladder in the passenger seat. Make a spot to put it.
Oh, I think it's power steering kit.
It came out the right.
Nice.
It came out the back of the right side.
Yeah, I
Back
think it's power steering kit. It is.
Oh. Because I really thought there was a fire. Yep, that's the smoking. We need to make sure it's good before we upgrade it, if we ever
We need
do.
to idle it up. It doesn't like idle.
We need to give it some more horsepower.
Keep reaching.
Rolling.
Okay. We'll try again. It's low transmission fluid because it's slipping. So I'm gonna pull back to the shop. We'll top it off the transmission fluid, and then we'll go play some more. Try to get back in.
Am I gonna be able to ride in the passenger seat?
Oh yeah. Let me get the bugs worked out of it.
I forgot how big it was. It's tiny on the inside when you sit in it, but it's big on the outside. Don't run me over. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Gosh, that thing's loud.
Yeah, I think I wonder if the power steering's overflowed or something. We'll get some brake clean. I'll squirt all that off so it's not sitting on the headers. Yeah, because it's steadily dripping. So, and I may have air in it. So what I can do is I can operate the rear steer. Maybe it's got some air back there or something. So we'll do that. And the main thing is to put transmission fluid in it so it doesn't burn the transmission.
Okay, he's about to come down here. That thing looks so cool from a distance. It's so cool. Holy crap! Whoa, I thought he was gonna run over that light. Gosh, let's chase him. I think he's coming.
We need a way to communicate. We almost need like headset.
A walkie-talkie?
You can talk to me and tell me what I'm doing. So, all right, let's check it real quick. Ugh.